and this one is a laugher.
Oh, well, yeah, one team's pretty happy about it, but how about on the losing end of it? How would you feel like to be being blown out here right before halftime? It's a terrible feeling, and I don't know if you can regroup in the second half.
The Ravens have really just been outplayed in every facet of this game. Really just looking for any sort of answer. The score's 21-0. He's not going to test the coverage this time. It'll come out to the 20.
The Ravens on offense, you'll remember the last time they were on the field, they faced that decision in opponent's territory and opted to go for it instead of kicking the field goal.
Yeah, I would think they're pretty motivated coming back out in the field, especially since they got nothing out of that last drive. I agree with the decision to go for it on fourth down. They just need better execution from the offensive players. The quarterback's picked up on something. He's changing the play here.
Scanning the field. The Ravens now move the chains. The Ravens decide to take a timeout here, leaving them with only one. This will most likely be the final play before the half ends. Going deep. That's out of bounds, incomplete. A good first half of action here, and soon we'll be sending you to Orlando and to our host, Larry Ridley. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens in position. They're going to go with the onside kick. The second half of this lopsided affair is underway. Arrington's there that time for the tackle and a run back of about 3. The Jaguars offense, Phil, is on a roll right now with touchdowns coming on each of their last 2 possessions. Can they make it 3 in a row right here?
Well, we're going to find out. I like their chances. What have we seen that makes us think that they're not going to come out there and get it done? They're playing exceptional football on the offensive side.
Makes the catch. Touchdown. Looks like no adjustments were needed at halftime as they continued to cruise.
And they just continued what we saw in the first half. And look, you know, they had such confidence going into halftime, and they kept that emotion on their side. They came out here in the second half, and what they do, they added to their lead.
Just across the 20 and tackled at the 21. The Jaguars' defense has been just remarkable. It reminds me of the Ravens' defense back in 2000 when they led statistically in virtually every category on their way to winning the Super Bowl, Phil.
Yeah, you talk about that defense. They were scary. My gosh, they went out there. If you scored a touchdown against that defense, Jim, you felt like you really had accomplished something. But so far here today, they've been dominant, and it's been fun to watch.
The Ravens from the 22. And they're all over him for the sack.
Defensive tackles, we always think of them as run stoppers. How about this that time? He does a great job, gets in there and sacks the quarterback.
For this play, they'll go with 2 tight ends. 3rd and long. And they bring down the quarterback, and it's a 3-and-out for the offense. The offensive utility continues for this team out of the half. Even at this relatively early stage of the game, they are running out of time to get back into the game.
Yeah, they are. We're seeing a trend here, right? And that is the offense is awful. That's what it is. I don't know what they're going to do to get out of this funk. You know what? The other team is just better than they are here today.
Loss of 4 on the play. Phil, how about this defense coming out of the locker room, being challenged on 4th down and responding with the stop?
Jim, I'm almost surprised they responded because I don't think they could believe the offense was going to go for it on 4th down. That was a terrible decision, but like we've seen all day long, the defense was up for the challenge.
What a catch. Touchdown. Phil, they add another touchdown here at the start of the third. And have you ever heard of a mercy rule in the NFL?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything such as a mercy rule. But if there was, they would call it off right here, wouldn't they, Jim? But, hey, look, what a job at halftime. They wanted to keep things moving in the right direction. They have done that. And, man, what an awesome display by the offense.
And he's across the 10, and that's about it. He's tackled at the 15-yard line. The Ravens have gone from bad to worse after an ugly first half. There's nothing here to shine in the second half either.
Have you ever had a situation like this where it's just really gone?
The defense gets the sack. 2nd and 14 after the sack. Gilmore grabs it, and a gain of 4. The offense needs 10 yards here on 3rd down after that last completion. 3rd down and 10. Schaub's on the move. And incomplete. The defense does its job, forcing 4th down in a hurry. We still have more than a quarter to play here, Phil, but this defense shows no signs of wearing down.
I think we're surprised by this, really. We didn't expect them to just dominate all day long, and so far it has been total domination.
Schaub's taking off. It's wide open. The ball is out. The Jaguars defense comes up with the big stop on 4th down.
Yeah, they came up with a big stop, and listen, you know, the other team, all I can say is they are willing to gamble. That was a huge gamble, and it did not pay off.
The Jaguars have extended their halftime lead, and they haven't wasted any time in doing. That's an interception. That'll be a touchback, and the ball will be placed at the 20. That interception in the 3rd quarter gives them a little bit of a pulse here, Phil.
Gives them a little hope, Jim, and that's all you hope for. Just have some hope and belief. You need belief that you can make this comeback. The defense got it started.
They're setting up screen. Gains 18.
All you can do is your job, and that was a good job by the offense, picking up the 1st down. You're down big in the second half. Hey, don't worry about the score right now. Just find ways to execute plays and get down there and score a touchdown.
Allen's got it. Screen play. Brown's able to read that play and make the hit. No huddle time. 2nd and 12. Gets it out for the completion. Brown's the one who made the big stop.
Quarterback should have never thrown it that time. Even though he completes the pass, he should have seen the defense was right there. A loss of a couple yards.
It'll be 3rd down. The Jaguars will come out in the dime. He was looking short, but the pass falls incomplete.
The Ravens really don't have much of a chance of picking up this 1st down. It's 3rd and long. Of course, the defense is looking for passes down the field. They're all over everything, and the pass goes incomplete.
Allen's lined up directly behind the quarterback here. The Ravens will take the snap from the 35. Looking to go down the field here. Interception. And that pick should keep their shutout intact. Heading into the 4th quarter, the defense has been brilliant all day long.
They have been brilliant. The offense is absolutely in shambles. You just look down there and say, if the defense left the field, it would take this offense 3 plays to score.
The Jaguars could have asked for this 3rd quarter to have gone any better for them than it has so far, as they've just continued to do what they were doing in the first half, up and down the field. He's picked off again. And this offense presented here with a golden opportunity to end the shutout as the defense makes the interception just before the final quarter.
Yeah, you know, sometimes if you just find a way to score, the old saying that it opens up the floodgates, I think that could be true. So hang in there, get that first score up there, and you never know what's going to happen afterwards.
The Ravens take it from the 28. Schaub's going to scramble. Incomplete.
Good job that time by the quarterback, avoiding the rush, gets outside the pocket. He keeps the play alive. Nobody open, so it's just another incomplete pass.
Allen's lined up now as the running back behind the quarterback. 3rd and 4. Schaub's on the move. And this pass goes incomplete as he was looking short that time.
You got to try to avoid this as a quarterback. Don't throw off that back foot unless you have to. When you do, there's just no way you're going to be as good if you had good balance. That time the throw's off the mark.
No good. An empty trip for the offense. The Jaguars have done a whale of a job taking their halftime lead and adding a whole lot more to it here in the 3rd quarter.
And they're just doing everything we saw them do in the first half. Just dominating the pace of play and just being more physical than the defense.
And that pass is going out of bounds. Incomplete. The corners retreating. 2nd and 10. Wants to go deep. But it's incomplete.
3rd long situations, a lot of coordinators in this league will run a draw play on 3rd long. Why? Because they're just looking for field position, pick up a few yards, and then by some miracle, if the running back's able to make guys miss, break some tackles, and pick up a first down, man, that's just great.
And they sack the quarterback, and that's a quick series, a 3 and out. 4th quarter and a blowout. Let's see if we can get this game over in a hurry.
Wow, you don't have to say it that way. I'm anxious to see how this game ends up and how they play it out. I want to see a team that has some pride, and even though they're getting blown out, to stay in there and keep fighting.
The Jaguars call on the punting unit. And the punt is kicked out of bounds. The Jaguars defense, Phil, has been the story of this game.
Tim, so few words. That's not like you. Usually it takes more words than that to describe what's going on, but you're right. They've been dominating, physically just getting it done, and if they keep this up, there's no way the other team's going to win.
Schaub's running away from the pressure. Williams is tackled right at the 42. Mark him down for another reception. Wasting little time. 1st down at the 42. Looks but can't connect on the short throw.
That's a wonderful job that time by the secondary. Everybody's in position. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football, and it leads to another incomplete pass.
Allen's lined up behind his quarterback as the single back. Schaub's now going to leave the pocket and tuck it under. That pass was hurried.
Schaub's athletic enough to get out of the pocket. That's a really good job by him. But you have to give the defense a lot of credit. They shut down all the receivers.
The Ravens come to the line. 1st down marker is at the 32. Catch made. And he's going to be tackled, and that's going to bring us to 4th down.
Good job by the defense. They're well-taught, well-schooled by the defensive coordinator. They know in situations like this, if it's thrown short of the 1st down marker, they're good. They come up, make the tackle. Now we have 4th down.
The offense is still on the field right now. 4th down, and they'll need to pick up 2. The Jaguars defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. Max Williams makes the catch. Williams tackled down at the 17.
Well, you're really in a tough spot, but that is a good job picking up the first down. You're down big in the second half. All you can do, just keep picking up those first downs. You hope it leads you to a score, and then you play the game from there.
Ball's loose. They recover their own fumble. Tackles made.
When you're an offensive player and you're inside the opponent's 20-yard line going in to score, you have to know the defense is going to try to strip the football. Not alert. There's the fumble, but they get lucky and recover their own fumble.
Flag is out. He's in for the touchdown, but there is a flag down.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
The defense will take the penalty. Third down after the penalty. Allen's in the backfield. Single back set. Schaub's on the move. Williams with the reception. Going for it on fourth down. Quarters formation here for the defense. Intercepted. And a touchback here will bring the ball out to the 20. It's not getting any better for the offense here late in this game, as now they get picked off.
The frustration and the bad play just continues. And, you know, it's so bad the coach can't even yell at the players. All you can do is pat them on the head and encourage them to keep trying. They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving the receiver some new instructions.
Into the open. Bortles going to cut his losses here as he slides to a finish.
Good job that time by the quarterback sliding. The team, you are valuable to them throwing the football, not running. Slide before you take that hit.
We return out of the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter action.
The defensive line, they're shifting. They're getting into a spread look. I think they think this is going to be a pass.
Room to work. And he's on the sidelines out of bounds. The football marked at the 47. The Jaguars at the line of scrimmage with their set of receivers in a bunch formation. First and 10. Screen. Got the completion. Breaks free. And he steps out of the field of play.
There has been good pass protection for the quarterback all day long. He has not been sacked much. And he throws it there and gets another completion.
After the long gain, let's see what they do here. Incomplete.
Well, the defense has got to love that. They love it when a quarterback is uneasy for whatever reason or just not in rhythm. That time they see him throw off the back foot, and the throw goes incomplete.
Second down and 10. The margin is increased with another touchdown.
What a day for the quarterback. Man, he must feel great. He is going to sleep good tonight. When you're throwing a ball like this, he is on fire. Every time they're open, he's throwing it in there for a touchdown.
The Ravens' return team is ready. Decision by the returner, and he is unable to get his team out of a jam.
What a job by the kickoff team. The hustle. Everybody's sprinting down the field, and they get rewarded. They give great field position to their defense.
Kozlowski's been a huge contributor to this defensive effort that has been stifling all day long. As he head back out there now, they're almost ready to close the books on this one.
Oh, man, go out there. What a time. Enjoy the day. You know, there's no pressure on them now in this last part of the game. Just enjoy what you've done because you did it very well.
Robinson's got it at the 17. Gets out past the 30, brought down near the 35. The Jaguars took care of business here today, Phil, and now you've got to think they just want to run the clock, avoid any injuries, and get to that locker room as quickly as possible to celebrate.
Yeah, no question about it. They won the battle here today. They wore out this defense. The offense was absolutely tremendous. And you're right, don't make a mistake now like a penalty, whatever. Let the clock run out so you can celebrate.
Allen Robinson with the catch.
The defense has got to be a little aggressive here. Your team is down. You've got to attack this offense. You don't want them to get in there and get another score.
They'll go. To the hurry up here as the clock runs. 1st and 10. Handoff. Upshaw's there to make the stop. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they're going with the hurry-up offense, even though they're leading big late in the game. And I guess this coach is just saying, we don't care what the score is. We're just going to keep pushing the football down the field. That incompletion by the quarterback, hey, I give the quarterback no fault. That was just...
Before we go any further, they're going to take another look at the last play. There's no question he caught the ball, but there is a question whether or not he got both feet in bounds.
Well, first off, you want to make sure it's a clean catch on the sidelines. Does he have possession of the football? And then once you declare he has possession of the football, let's look down at both feet, see if they're in bounds, and don't forget, you must maintain possession of the football as you go to the ground.
Took a moment for them to validate it, but the word comes back from the replay booth. The play on the field will stand. Following that incompletion, it sets up 3rd and 10. Bortles going to take the snap from the shotgun. And it's batted down.
Things get tight down here in the red area. I got to give the defensive man a lot of credit, though. In position, sees the ball thrown, and is able to get that hand up there and knock it down.
And he converts here on the field goal try. Phil, I know a lot of fans get upset and say, why are they tacking on 3 points? What do you expect them to do right now? They go ahead and, you know, don't go for it. They go ahead and kick the field goal. I don't think anybody's insulted by that.
Not at all, Jim. It's not the coach's job to help the other team. You just do your job, and if the other team wants to stop you and keep you from scoring points, then play better defense.
The Ravens offense comes onto the field for a last play or two before this one's over. There's nothing they can do now to pull this one out, Phil.
Yeah, listen, it's very tough to even get the courage or the energy to finish this game off in a situation like this because it's so disappointing. And I say to them, don't take any chances. Don't get hit again and just get off the field.
Plenty of defensive backs out on the field for this one. Schaub's taking off. Inaccurate with that one.
Schaub. Able to get outside the pocket that time, and it's a good job getting outside the pocket, but there's nowhere to throw it. The pass is incomplete.
The Ravens come out in a jumbo set. 3rd down and 3. He's got the catch. Picks up about 5. The Ravens are going to use one of the 2 timeouts they have remaining. Joe Flacco will take it right from the center. 1st down and 10. And it's knocked down. partners lining up for the field goal. He was off the mark on his first attempt. That'll stop the clock with that timeout. This will be second down. Corners are backing off here. Launching it deep. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, Phil, I enjoyed watching the game with you, and how about a final thought about that victory?
Well, you know, Jim, I wish I could say the same, that I enjoyed spending these last 3 hours with you, but that's just not the case. But, no, just kidding, of course. Nice win. They got to feel good about what they've done and celebrate a little tonight.
I think I'll see you next week, maybe.